Moments later, the police lost control again. As the Advocate headline says, police officers first crash their SUV into St. Louis gay bar, then they arrest the bar owner. Here's more from NBC News.
Police say around 12:30 a.m., an officer was heading too close to a parked car and tried to correct himself but lost control of the cruiser, crashing into Bar PM. Chad Morris and James Pence are the married co-owners of the bar who live above it.
I jumped up thinking it was an accident with a vehicle. And then I seen it, and it was a St. Louis City Police Department vehicle in the front of our building.
Pence says police asked him for ID. He refused and was put into handcuffs. Then he says police made a homophobic slur to his husband.
There was one cop that made a very homophobic remark. My husband did put his hand on a cop out of defense because they had already put me in handcuffs for coming out wanting to know what's going on. I was told I had to ID or shut up.
Pence's husband is Bar PM co-owner Chad Morris. Police claimed in charging documents that after the crash, Morris screamed obscenities. One officer wrote that he struck me hard in the chest with an open hand, causing me to temporarily lose my balance. Morris then allegedly fled into a gangway between the bar and another building, closing a gate on an officer, as he did, according to the police statement. Morris's lawyer, Javed Kazeli, says that a 20-minute bystander video of the incident tells its own story. They unlawfully handcuffed Mr. Pence, Kazeli says. They falsely claimed that speaking loudly is against the law, and they used that as a predicate to arrest Mr. Morris. St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones was recently asked about the incident.
Well, that's still under investigation, and as soon as I have more information, we'll be able to get that information to you as well.
In the meantime, neighbors and friends of the bar owners have already pitched in to rebuild the space.
Right now, we're just literally getting things back to where they can open again.
That community spirit is the good news in all of this. The bad news is that Bar PM co-owner Chad Morris still faces charges of felony assault and a misdemeanor of resisting arrest. To be clear, if anybody goes hands-on with a police officer or pushes a cop, that person is going to get arrested and charged, and they may get roughed up in the process. However, local reporters who have looked at extensive surveillance video of this incident say Mr. Morris never pushed the cop, and eyewitnesses insist Mr. Morris, the co-owner, simply yelled at the police and poked his finger at one. And again, the cops had just crashed into and wrecked the man's bar. So the owner's anger and frustration is understandable. Also, if it's true that police used a derogatory slur, one can appreciate why the couple might respond with some loud obscenities. And to be clear, the courts have long held that yelling at police or telling